Wi-Fi is all around us, at home, at work, and across our neighborhoods. So why are some saying it's making them sick? Voters are at the polls deciding on a referendum that could keep them afloat.
A handful of people had to be evacuated because of how quickly the waters rushed through here. It is waterlogged, the vehicle behind us.
We have seen an officer stop by this location to check out the structure behind us, and there's a good reason for that. You can actually see the fire that was part of this building start back up.
We break out the soccer ball. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it across the surface here, and you get an idea of how warped this pavement is. Do not leave your children inside cars. Do not leave your pets there as well. Fans flew in all the way from Los Angeles to get to tonight's game. The original start time, there's one right there, 7:05. But of course, Mother Nature had a different start time in mind.
Right now at 6:30, a violent holiday weekend in Chicago claims the life of a 7-year-old boy. Plus, we're taking a look at some of the 4th of July celebrations held around the area. And what a long, strange trip it's been. The Grateful Dead play their final show at Soldier Field this evening. Good morning to everyone out there. I'm Jeremy Ross alongside Mary Kay Kleiss. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. If you have any coffee to share as well, we could probably use that too. New this morning, a 7-year-old boy returning from a 4th of July celebration is shot and killed in Humboldt Park. Police say he and another victim were standing on the sidewalk near Harding and Thomas just before midnight when shots were fired. The boy was hit in the chest. Paramedics rushed him to Stroger Hospital, where he later died. The other victim, a 26-year-old woman, was also taken to Stroger in stable condition. Police believe the victims were not targeted. So far, no one is in custody. A 14-year-old boy is dead after a fight on Facebook transitions into real-life violence. The Wisconsin teen died after he was shot Friday night. Police say the boy and a group of friends had an argument on Facebook with another group of people over a girl. The two groups met up at a fireworks show. That is when someone fired a barrage of 8 or 9 shots. Police continue to search for suspects. Rescuers in China scrambled to find people trapped during an earthquake, even as the ground was still shaking. Surveillance video shows a group of soldiers running for the door after a 6.5 magnitude quake in far western China Friday. Many arrived at the hardest hit areas within minutes. At least 6 people were killed and dozens more were injured. Take a look at what's going on behind me. These serious flames in the boardwalk in Atlantic City. This fire reportedly broke out at a 4th of July celebration while the boardwalk was lined with visitors. Fortunately, no reports of any injuries. For people who have difficulty making toast, like myself, this is actually a pretty good way to go.
No cooking required.
And of course, both these things are non-fat, right?
Of course, no calories. And fresh strawberry scones, which are my favorite.
I've tried making scones before.
Oh, how did that go?
It did not go well. It did not go well.
3 people are shot after 5 to 6 shots were fired.
Oh my gosh. And I'm scared.
Danger and chaos were followed by the sirens of Chicago police at Sealy near 63rd. The sounds included parents yelling.
People was crying, mom was crying.
Like screaming, like, where's my baby?
And they get to shooting, and I'm like, oh.
Neighbor Malvin Loggers describes the gunfire.
I was like, don't.
Anybody get shot? Anybody get shot?
I'm running, I'm getting behind the car.
Yeah, the boy, he got shot and they started pointing at the ground.
They holding his chest, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think it was his mother putting the pressure on his chest.
Police say that 8-year-old boy was one of 2 children shot in this neighborhood. The other, a 10-year-old girl. At least half a dozen injured by gunfire.
You got multiple ambulances en route. 10 shots fired. Caller says a bullet went through her window.
A witness says a car stopped outside of a home and began shooting at someone nearby. That person fired back. People reacting to the gunfire also began shooting. A potentially deadly exchange in range of a gathering celebrating family.
A baby shower. It was a baby shower. It was that just makes it all worse.
I don't never really expect it to happen till it happened.
Parents can't even organize their baby shower and have to worry about the effects of gun violence hitting their home during the party.
Now, police are telling us that 8 and a 10-year-old are in stable condition. A 29-year-old in a separate hospital in critical condition. At least 3 others being treated this evening. No one is in custody in connection with this ongoing investigation. On Wednesday, Calhoun and 103rd was moving, with the exception Pamela Watkins.
He stopped me for speeding.
She had to pull over.
It's like, oh man, coming down 103rd.
The Chicago firefighter was in uniform, on her way to work, and felt something wasn't right. Separate officer may have felt it too, stopping his squad to talk to her.
I didn't get out until the other officer who pulled up alongside of me gave me permission. That's when the officer behind me got out, his hand on his gun. Get in the car, get in the car.
You feared for your life?
I did.
Watkins says the verbal abuse
Get in the car, get back in the car.
turned physical.
He's like, this is where the door slammed.
He didn't care that your foot was in the way.
No, and then he did it a second time.
She's wearing bandages rather than a cast. Her heavy work boots lessened the impact.
This is what saved.
Should this cop be on the streets?
No.
She would know. For more than 16 years, Watkins was a Chicago police officer who also pulled over cars.
I work with some really great police officers.
According to the Citizens Police Data Project, the veteran officer in question received at least 17 complaints and was disciplined at least once since 2011.
We all are not bad. We all do not condone this behavior.
This week, Watkins received a ticket, an injured foot, and word her case is under investigation.
IPRA has contacted me.
And a spokeswoman for IPRA confirming tonight there is an independent investigation. That includes a review of video from the stop.
Large hot chocolate?
If this is how you start your day, if these kinds of beans are part of your normal routines, consider for a moment
This is not normal.
when a calming cup of coffee seems so far out of reach.
It's hard to be here. The best thing about coming to the PICU
PICU stands for Pediatric Intensive Care Unit.
is the day you leave the PICU.
It's the floor of the hospital where the kids are the sickest.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours that we have spent in this place.
Throw that cup of coffee in and it makes everything a little bit better.
Just put it behind them.
Before we tell you about the plans Carolyn Koppel has brewing, you'll need to know about her son, Aaron Cobb.
He has braces on his feet.
He doesn't communicate. It's a rare metabolic genetic disorder.
Through the years, Aaron has undergone more than a dozen procedures, his health struggles sometimes surfacing at night with his mom and family members at times, struggling to stay awake,
Cafe au lait?
but too worried to go far enough to get a needed cup of caffeine.
What if your child is in a critical stage and you don't want to leave the floor?
Sometimes they're just too scared to go.
And that's when an idea began to percolate.
Well, why can't I write Keurig?
Corporate donation and hospital permission eventually served up Aaron's Coffee Corner. This station was up and running in October with hopes of expanding.
Try and get it on every great room here.
I think it would be great if it was on every floor.
The fundraising is to manage the machine. So we need somebody to kind of, yeah, hi, baby.
So far, the family has collected more than $24,000 to keep coffee pods and cups in supply and keep families in calamities decompressing with decaf or other varieties.
Starting to be part of the tradition and the social ritual of the families.
It's a great opportunity for us to give back. And it's a living legacy for Aaron.
Doctors said Aaron would not live past age 3. Now at 13, his family wants to make sure his name is grounds for comfort and caring for years to come.
He's not long for this world, but he makes the most of it, and our family makes the most of it.
It's a tangible joy that you can give somebody.
Jeremy Ross, CBS 2 News.